All right there, everyone. We've got a massive red wave coming as swing voters stick with Trump. In this video, we're going to take a look at why President Trump is so excited of late, of how a new poll is showing that swing voters are overwhelmingly voting for Trump in November, and how it even gets better. President Trump has an ace in the hole that might make this election the most amazing one of them all. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you, ready to bring you our latest episode celebrating the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every day we get to focus on optimism and encouragement in the midst of all the defeatist fake news nonsense spewed out by the mainstream Marxist media. Before we begin, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's Prepper's Peak new solar water heater. With all of the lockdowns we just witnessed over the last several months, this solar water heater could turn out to be our very best friend. The solar water heater is an amazing device. It allows you to heat and boil water outdoors using simply sunlight. It can heat water in as little as 30 minutes, and it'll work anywhere the sun shines. You could use it to boil water to cook noodles and rice and sterilize water for drinking. Hello, campers. It's easy to clean. It can be used anywhere there's sunlight. And the best part is that if you click on the link below, you'll actually get an additional, get this, you'll get an additional 15% off their already reduced price. So don't wait. This is a limited time offer. Click on the link below before they sell out and get your own Patriot Sun cooker today. All right, so let's dive right in here. Look, President Trump is obviously feeling very, very good of late. He just tweeted out today on Friday, poll numbers are looking very strong, big crowds, great enthusiasm, massive red wave coming. And he's right on all fronts there. His poll numbers, which we've uncovered, actually it's being widely acknowledged now, that the polls showing a Biden 12 or 14 point lead are absolute bunk. They're fake polls, weighting the numbers deliberately in Biden's favor. But even in the midst of these fake polls, Trump is surging. Trump gained 7 points in a Rasmussen poll that had predicted only 76% of Republicans would vote for him. We featured on a previous video the poll analysis of Steve Deace. Deace is a frequent guest in the Glenn Beck program. He analyzed polls for the Ted Cruz campaign in 2016. He recently did a deep dive in the Rasmussen poll that gave Biden this insane 12-point lead. And he found that Rasmussen was projecting, for whatever reason, that Trump was only going to get 76% of Republican votes, even though Trump got 94% of the Republican vote in the primaries earlier this year. There's no explanation whatsoever why they weighted the poll that way, why they purposely manipulated the data that way. And that would mean that Trump would be getting the same vote share that George Herbert Walker Bush got in '92 when he only got 73% of the Republican vote. And that was with Ross Perot playing the spoiler candidate. He siphoned 20% of the vote away, which were mostly GOP defectors. By contrast, Trump got 88% of the GOP vote in 2016, 94% of the primary vote in 2020, and Rasmussen is predicting he's only going to get 76% of the Republican vote this year. I mean, it's absurd polling, but even amidst that absurd polling, Trump has gained 7 points in a week. He's about to blow Biden out of the water. And that's, of course, because of the latest bombshell email revelations from Hunter Biden's laptop, as reported by the New York Post. I'm sure you all heard about the latest revelations that Hunter Biden had pursued lucrative deals involving China's largest private energy company that he said in an email was, quote, interesting for me and my family. In a second massive bombshell that we're now learning that Hunter Biden secured $1.5 billion from China for a private equity fund that he was forming at the time. This happened when he went to China with his father back in 2013 on an official government trip to China. You will definitely want to check out my latest video on that for more information. But there is little question here. Joe Biden's campaign is starting to unravel. And Trump is beginning to surge. And Trump is feeling it, obviously. Hence why he tweeted out today that his poll numbers were surging, which they are. And the voter enthusiasm is absolutely through the roof. We've talked about this on a number of videos, but it bears repeating. It's so exciting. There was a report a few weeks back that estimated that the crowds that Trump and Biden had spoken to respectively over the last month, at the time of the report, Trump had over 250,000 people attend his rallies since Labor Day, okay? 250,000 people attending his rallies, and during the same time, Biden saw 84 show up. And we're seeing this with our own eyes. Joe Biden was utterly humiliated in Ohio the other day, the Democratic presidential candidate who the mainstream Marxist media has already coronated as the winner of an election that they together trying to steal. He held a rally in Toledo, and not only did he end up speaking to a half-empty parking lot with only 30 cars in attendance, it was the so-called drive-in rally. Not only that, but a number of pro-Trump supporters who were consigned to a distant corner far outnumbered the pro-Biden supporters. In fact, you can hear them chanting 4 more years over Biden's fledgling voice, which at one point sputtered out that he was proud to be the Democrat running for the Senate. Now, as this was going on, in contrast, Trump's Florida rally, it was the first rally it held since beating COVID-19. Rally was in Sanford, Florida, and it drew tens of thousands of supporters. Think about that. 30 cars in a half-empty parking lot versus tens of thousands of supporters. Now, not to mention the hundreds of thousands that were watching Trump online live via Right Side Broadcasting and Fox News and the like. Now, this talk of a massive red wave in the making comes on the heels of another poll, actually a very, very extensive study conducted by the Swing Voter Project from an organization called Engageus that was just published. It's a 6-month survey of battleground swing voters. So these are voters who voted for Obama in 2012, but then who defected to Trump in 2016. And the study, again conducted over 6 months, found that 68%, that's right, 68%, nearly 70% of swing voters polled in Minnesota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin are voting for Donald Trump. In short, Trump has the swing voter locked up and therefore has the election. The vast majority of swing voters as well believe that Trump will win re-election. And of course, this corresponds to the Gallup poll released last week that found that 56% of Americans, nearly 60%, say that they are better off under Trump than they were 4 years ago under Obama and Biden. That number, 56%, even though in the midst of a pandemic, is the highest number ever recorded by Gallup. And that same number, 56%, interestingly enough, believe that Trump will go on to win re-election. But Trump seems to have a bit of an unexpected ace in the hole when it comes to this rising red wave. But first, we're so excited to announce the beginning of Turley Talks TV. Now, I know a lot of you get tired of hearing ads before getting to our videos, like this one. And I know a lot of you get frustrated with interruptions by Google ads while watching our videos. I know a lot of you, too, have expressed concern about the cancel culture on YouTube and the risks that such a culture poses to this channel. Well, friends, that's why we're introducing Turley Talks TV. By clicking on the link below today, you can get sponsor-free videos each and every day that are completely immune from left-wing cancel culture. You can watch our videos from any platform, on any device, and stay updated on our rising conservative age. So sign up today at turleytalks.tv and watch from anywhere for just $4.99 a month. So what are you waiting for? Click on that link below to sign up, and let's enjoy the rise of this new conservative age together. All right, so what's Trump's ace in the hole here? Well, according to the latest poll coming out of the Democracy Institute, which you should know is a Washington, D.C., London-based think tank that rightly predicted both Brexit and the Trump victory in 2016. So this is a very good poll. We've done videos on these guys. According to the Democracy Institute's latest poll, President Trump has indeed taken the lead nationally over Biden, as well as in key battleground states. Trump is now beating Biden 46% to 45% nationally. And in the averaged out polling from 6 battleground states, including Florida, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, Trump is beating Biden 47% to 43%. The current Electoral College projection from the Democracy Institute shows Trump shoring up 320 electoral votes to Biden's 218. Now, there's a lot of data in this poll, But the key data point here is that Trump is radically overperforming among blacks. Trump is winning 20% of the black vote, which is astonishing if it plays out on November 3rd. He'll be the first Republican president in recent memory to get that number of black votes. And that percentage mirrors an Emerson College poll that came out at the end of August, right after the Republican convention, that showed that 19% of blacks are committed to voting for President Trump in November. Now, again, if Trump gets anywhere even close to that number, this election is going to be one of the biggest electoral landslides we have ever seen. It's widely acknowledged that the Democrats lose 15% of the black vote, they will be a permanent minority. They are that fragile. And by the way, you can be sure this is why the mainstream Marxist media pushes the racism narrative every chance they get with Trump. It's all an attempt to intimidate black voters by using fear to keep them within the confines of the Democrat Party. But it doesn't appear to be working. Zogby is showing 2.5 times the support of blacks for Trump since 2016. We have to remember that Trump got 8% of the black vote in 2016. That was already impressive. It doubled John McCain's 4% in 2008, and it bettered Romney's 6% back in 2012. So Trump did comparatively well, actually quite well, among blacks in 2016. So it's not surprising that he's continuing to overperform among a demographic that normally votes 90 to 95% for the Democratic presidential candidate. And if he continues to do that, I mean, gang, this is going to be an election to beat all elections. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. And you will definitely want to check out my latest video. Just uploaded it on how Nancy Pelosi and the leftists over at CNN are absolutely unraveling. They're turning on each other, all as the far left is beginning to fall apart. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.